Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which I'm gonna tell you why you guys want to log in today, but also talk a little bit about the anniversary reward of Tank Blitz is proposing to us. So let's not lose too much time and jump directly into it. The first and main information about today's video is that Wargaming is gonna grant you a crate depending for how long you've been playing that game for. What I mean by that is that when you take a look at other in your storage, at one point during this day, you will receive that crate, you will be able to open it, it's a legendary one, and in it there are several rewards. We're gonna take a look at it because it's quite juicy. As I told you, the rewards will depend for how long you've been playing that game for. What I mean by that is obviously that if your account was created 5 years ago, you will have those rewards we're seeing right now. If it was created 6 years ago, you will have more and more, and it goes till 7 years because that game is now 7 years old. So if we take a closer look at this, we have the special avatar, a customized avatar depending for how long you've been playing for. Here it's the 5 years because the player that received the crate played the game for 5 years. The second one is a totally new legendary camo that you can fit on pretty much every single tank in your garage. You will have to choose one obviously because you can put it on only one. After, you will have some days of premium time. I don't know yet what it looks like for others. I don't know if you've been playing for 2 years and you get the 2 years crates, you will get 14 days or maybe less. I don't have a clue, and it's the exact same. It's going to be proportional to how long you've been playing that game for concerning experience and gold. But there is something quite juicy to notice for people that played for over 6 and 7 years. If you played for 6 years, on top of that crate, you will receive another crate. And another crate in which you'll have the chance, if you have been playing for 6 years, to receive a random tier 5 premium or collectible. And if you've been playing that game for 7 years, it's the exact same crate, but for tier 7. So yeah, it's really impressive to see how Wargaming is willing to give us back what we spent into the game, etc. for this event. So really for that, thank you Wargaming, you did an amazing job. But it's not the only thing that is really interesting and juicy about today's video, because I had to wait for 11 PM to drop today for me to be able to talk about that, the 7 lucky 7s containers. What it means is that Wargaming is basically, yes, it's not, you have to pay for it, but it's only 3,000 gold for you to have a really high chance, 7%, to get tier 7 vehicles out of the list you can see here. And they are one of the most broken tanks ever. There is the Dracula, there is the Helsing, they are pretty much all the tanks you really want to acquire, especially the Smasher. So what I'm going to do for the sake of the video, even if I already have all the tanks below, I'm going to purchase it because it's only 3,000 gold. It's definitely worth it, especially knowing that you also have in the gold bundle the possibility to get even more gold so you can buy that lucky 7 crates at a cheaper price. And we're gonna open it. Just take a look at all the juicy rewards. It's definitely worth it. Wargaming did that for the pay-to-win players to have something in return. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get something. I'm not saying that you have something guaranteed because, as you all know, it's only 7% drop chance, but it's always worth a try, especially for only 3,000 gold. So that's what we're gonna do. Even if I don't manage to get it, which is probably gonna be the case, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to get anything from those crates, but who knows, I will be able to demonstrate what it looks like so you guys know if you want to buy the 3,000 crates or not. I don't like saying gambling is worth it, but in this special situation, you don't lose that much and you have a possibility of getting a good tank. So yeah, for 3,000 gold, I would say it's a good try, as long as you're not free to play. If you have been trying to maintain a certain number of gold for you to wait for the perfect premium to come in the shop, don't go for those. So here I was unlucky, but hey, that's the game, that's the gambling game. You need to accept to win or lose, and here I lost. Now it's time for us to talk about the free-to-play rewards. We are going to be able to get this here that we already got, aka the Gargoyle, but also that we are going to be able to get in the near future, the 21st of June, with the Kun Sponsor. What I need you to understand is that this year Wargaming really tried to make the event a free-to-play one because of maybe feedbacks of the players saying that the game was turning pay to win. So I'm glad they did, because truly that's the first time, not the first time, I'm exaggerating, but it's been a really long time since Wargaming decided to give something back to players completely for free that is not a complete bullshit tank. Here, for example, the Panzer IV Gargoyle is an amazing one. Yes, it was a tech tree back in the days because that tank is literally the Panzer IV-H that was removed after the 5.5 update, but seeing Wargaming putting it back for free for players that are playing during the anniversary event, for you to be able to get a taste of what was the game before the 5.5 update is a really nice gesture. On top of that, this tank was a tech tree one. Yes, it was made collectible, but at least Wargaming gave it one of the best credit coefficient at tier 5. So not only do you have something that is really worth playing because of how amusing and fun it is, but also you will be able to get some credits, and this is something really awesome Wargaming did, and for that, once again, thank you. Now, talking about the Gargoyle, at the moment it's quite hard to make it work because a lot of people are spamming it again and again and again, and that's logic when you grant a free-to-play tank to players, especially when it's premium and especially when it has a derp gun. Everybody's going to play it for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but after things are going to calm down and you will be able to see the true potential of the Gargoyle when you are the only one playing that tank on the battlefield, because that tank is as good against tier 5 as it is good against tier 6, as long as you know what you're doing, obviously. So yeah, for this one, Wargaming, you really did something well. And another thing to notice, but I think you already know that, the strengthometer. This event you see right there, it is the one that will allow you to acquire the Kunstpanzer that I'm going to show you right now. This is the tank, tier 7 RU251, and based on the statistics, gotta be honest, I think it's going to be a great tank as well. At first, I was a little bit cold about that tank. I was like, no, if Wargaming is granting a tier 7 for free, it's probably going to be shitty. But in the end, I gotta assume that it's going to be a really great tank. Just take a look at that. The DPM is 2000 without anything equipped, which implies that if you equip it properly, you could climb up to probably 2.3k or something like that, which makes it one of the greatest DPM at tier 7 for a light tank. But also on top of that, something really interesting to notice is that Wargaming kept the tradition about the RU251, because when you take a look at this tank, it looks exactly like an RU251, and they are probably sharing the same gun, of course with some statistics downgraded to make it fit its tier, because otherwise it would have more than 100mm of penetration with HE, and it would be able to literally destroy everything and be completely broken. But at least, I gotta be fair, this tank is probably gonna be easy to get as a free-to-play as long as you have skill. This is the main difference between the Gargoyle and the Kunstpanzer. When you take a look at the Gargoyle, it was only 20 wins and you have 1 week to do that, so even if you're a 30% win rate player, you will be able to get the tank. But for the Kunstpanzer, it's a little bit different, because you will have to get, first of all, you start the event whenever you want, when you feel like it. And to do it, you will have to do in average more than, I don't know if it's 2000 or 2.5k damage on 10 game. If you manage to do 2.5k damage on 10 game, or for example, 1 game at 4k damage and another at 1k or 1.5k damage, it works as well. But you will have to do that in order for you to completely unlock the Kunstpanzer for free. I'll come back to how to get the tank later on when the tank will be released, but what I want you to understand is that the Gargoyle is a free-to-play reward for everyone, but the Kunstpanzer is going to be a free-to-play reward for skilled players, but also experimented players, because 2.5k damage in average is not something you will do with the tier 5, for example. You will have to get your tier 10 ready, probably, or your dub guns for you to achieve that. And this is something good because it will prevent the matchmaking from being completely filled with Kunstpanzer, because having the matchmaking destroyed at tier 5 with the Gargoyle is not necessarily a bad thing. But when it comes to tier 7, we already know how many broken tanks we have, and we don't want to have a new wave of OP tanks coming into the game, because I'm expecting the Kunstpanzer to be really good. So that's it. I don't have anything else to say, guys. I just wanted you to know what was coming and why you should log into the game today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.